All right, we'll call the meeting of the Board of Public Works and Safety to order at 5:30 p.m. Again, the roll call, please.
Mr. Rutherford.
Here.
Mr. Colvin.
Here.
And let the record show Mr. Hoover is absent.
All right, and we're going to push back the minutes from the regular session of November 6th. And then we need to consider the 2025 Board of Public Works Safety meeting dates. We need to approve those.
Yes, please.
I move for approval.
I'll second that motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Obviously no. Chief Washoe is here to make a presentation. You're on.
Yeah, good evening, Board. Jimmy Washoe, Fire Chief. I'm here to request approval for, it says renew of warranties, but it's actually the first time we're warranting these. We have worked with Stryker Medical in the past. This is the 3-year contract requesting we will pay each, divided up annually into that contract. This gives us the ability, these are monitors that we have about, I think we have 6 monitors. They're about 50 grand a piece. They're very, very expensive. This gives us so-called bumper-to-bumper warranty for each of these over the next 3 years. Help us. We do have a replacement plan in place, but this helps us to properly budget over the next 3 years for that.
How many do you have?
We have 6 currently.
The defibrillator type thing?
Defibrillators, they're able to do your heart monitor, that sort of thing, as well, take blood pressures. So it's a pretty comprehensive setup. So
I would move that we approve the request.
I'll second that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed.
appreciate the
Thank you.
Mr. Petty.
Got a couple things. First of all, I would like to request the approval order 3 Chevrolet 2500 pickup trucks, double cabs for street department using funds out of the 2024 general obligation bond. That would be at $49,995 each, for a total of $149,985.
Do you want to take them separately or you want to do them all?
I can go through them all.
Let's do that.
I'd like to have 2 2026 Kenworth T80 single axle dumps with plows at $274,848 each, for a total of $549,696. That is also be paid for street department, be paid out of funds from the 2024 general obligation bond. And I have an additional 3 double cab Chevrolet 2500 trucks at also at $49,995 for the sanitation department, to be paid out of funds available in their 2025 budget. And I had an add-on that includes an additional appropriation for 1 2025 Chevrolet 2500 crew cab and the plow, and asking for the additional appropriation. That's where we passed it not to exceed $67,000, and that would be also be the request for the additional appropriation out of waste management.
Mr. Gray, right? Are you all copacetic with all this?
We are.
I move for approval.
I'll second the motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The last thing on the agenda is I just have a request for approval to renew the contract for fleet maintenance software with Fleetio for the year 2025. And that is in the amount of $34,560. That is paid out of the 2025 budget.
I'll move for approval.
I'll second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed.
Thank you.
Thank you. Great adventure, Lanier. You with us? Or online?
Online.
Yeah,
Can you help us with this?
yeah. This is for Grand Vista subdivision out there at Griffith Road and Morrisville Road. Lennar is starting to pull permits and they want to install a model home parking lot. So they needed to provide planning and engineering a plan to show what they wanted to do. There was landscaping required. But we require them to post a performance guarantee for dirt, storm, and erosion for the installation and removal of that parking lot once it's no longer needed. The bonds have been looked at, there were revisions needed, and so we ask that you approve the performance guarantees for dirt work and storm sewer and the erosion control for the model home parking lot, subject to receipt of the revised guarantees and then review and approval by legal.
So moved.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Right.
Motion passed. Thank you. And Marco C. Excuse me for mutilating your name.
Borgosi.
Marcos.
My name's Andrew Borgosi, with Borgosi Surveying, located at 4800 West Bell Road, Greenwood, Indiana, 46142. I'm here representing the Jiffy Lube at Fairview 135, that northwest corner there. They're looking at adding another bay to that current existing building, and doing so, it's bigger than a 20% addition. So we have to bring the entire site up to the current code, which is quite difficult. So we got a few waivers on landscaping. Now we're into drainage. And, a couple simple waivers we're requesting. We're installing a dry retention pond at the southeast west corner of the site. It's kind of a grassy area where it's going to grade it out, burn off the back end, put a control structure in. And then there's going to be a dry well, pretty much like a French drain with no under drain in it, to provide water quality for that. And the problem we're having is there's no depth on the site between existing features. So we're unable to get under drains in on the site. So the first way we're requesting is for an under drain and a dry retention pond. They're required at 18 inches minimum deep. The berm itself is only 3 feet deep, and we have no more depth after that because the culvert that we're collecting water and running to. So love to put an under drain in it, can't do it though. We are putting, like I stated before, a dry well, which is like a 3 foot by 3 foot, like 56 foot long gravel area. That's going to sit under the ground, so it'll have good drainage. That's typically what an underdrain's there for, so hopefully, help the ponding and swales and such. So that's that first waiver we're going to request. The second waiver we're also requesting is another underdrain. There's an existing swale on the west side of the site, going from an existing in-section down to another existing in-section. Again, those would need to be 2 feet depth for an underdrain. Due to the depth, I can't get an under drain in because it wouldn't have an outlet then. So we are regrading that swale to a little bit steeper slope to like 1.2, I believe. So we're going to get a 10%. So we'll have a better flow, but it's not ponding out anyway. It's a pretty small watershed. The last waiver we're requesting is hold the 40% of the volume of the detention in a 1-year, 24-hour storm for 12 hours. Just due to the site, there's just not enough water to hold. So we're losing all that water, like 6 or 7 hours, all the water's gone. My control structure, which is regulating it, does meet all release rates for the city. The bottom orifice is a 1-inch hole, so I can't really go much smaller anyways to make it hold longer without creating anything. The 100-year of this dry retention only goes up a foot, 1 feet. It's a very small area. So we're just requesting some waivers to hopefully keep proceeding with the project.
Yeah, because it's an existing site, we're trying to get as much out of them as we can. So they are now providing detention. They're making the swale along the west side a little bit better. Like Andrew said, I don't believe there's any standing water at this point in time anyway. And then the release rates, they're meeting all of our release rates for the site. So yeah, engineering doesn't have a problem with any of these. I mean, we feel they're doing the best they can with what they have.
This is right next to the car wash.
It is, correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually, this will be the only detention in that entire area.
I mean, yeah, we're comfortable with it.
We need to do these waivers one at a time,
I don't
or
think so.
all three of them together?
I would move we approve all of the waiver requests as presented.
Second that, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You guys have a good one.
Anybody from the audience, online or present, have anything to add to? Minutes? Go to the Corporation Council status and tasks. Mr. Hobson.
First up is a professional services agreement with Hirons. This is to audit the city's website, which currently has over 10,000 pages of content, which needs to be reviewed and see what needs to stay and what needs to be taken down. The amount is $2,500.
I move for approval.
Second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Next up is a professional service agreement with Adam Stone's company, Stone Municipal Group. These are at the same rates as before, $5,500 for general services and $6,600 for the sanitary utility services.
Move for approval.
Second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Next
I
up,
forgot to say aye.
Next up is consideration of a concrete with McGath for more sidewalk repairs. This is the work that Kevin's been coordinating using Geo bonds, and it's for $19,333.
Move for approval.
Second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion
Nothing.
passed.
Nothing further from me. Thank you.
The first one is a encroachment request for fence in the Preserve at South Lake Section 2. They're asking to encroach in a rear yard. It's a drainage, sewer, and lake access easement. There are no storm sewers in the area. There are no sanitary sewers in the area. Sanitation, stormwater, both recommended approval as proposed. Engineering recommends approval with the 3 conditions listed in the memo about if they create a drainage problem, that the property owner will be responsible to correct that drainage issue. If any work's needed in the easement by any utilities or the city, the property owner is responsible for removal and replacement of the fence at their expense, and they hold harmless utilities in the city for damage to said fence. And then 811 is called prior to the installation of the fence. So,
And they've been notified of these conditions, right?
yeah, it was sent to them today.
Okay.
This memo. Yeah.
I would move that we approve the request, subject to those conditions.
Second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed.
The next item is the 2024 pavement crack sealing project. Every year at this time, we seem to put out our annual crack seal project. And we've been trying to get a contractor in place prior to the end of the year to be able to carry over the funds into the next year. And we've done that again this year with Howard Companies being the lowest responsible quoter. It's $6,375 per ton applied. That's the exact same price that they gave us last year. However, they were not the low bidder last year. And this year's price is about 6.7% higher than last year's low price that we'd received from HSC. HSC was a little bit higher this year. So we're asking that the board, well, the street department also asking that the board award the contract to Howard Companies in an amount not to exceed $110,000 for the crack sealing project.
Kind of heard what all it's cracked up to be.
Yes, correct.
I would move that we approve and award the contract to the Howard Companies as the lowest responsive and responsible bidder in the amount of $110,000 for the 2024 pavement crack sealing project.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed.
The last item is for the Cutsinger Road reconstruction project. I believe you know it is underway. It's being reconstructed. There's been some delays due to overhead utilities and then CenterPoint Energy not being able to relocate due to a condemnation that we had. But all that's been taken care of. What this amendment is for VS Engineering is for construction administration services, which could include any questions that may come up during construction that will require a response from VS. Shop drawing review, which they have already done for us on several of the materials that are being used on the project. And if any plans need to be revised for any unforeseen conditions that may arise, that's what this would be used for also. And it's for a not to exceed price of $10,000.
I move to approve the request with VS Engineering.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. Mr. Wright.
Nothing for me.
All right. Well, I'll move for approval of the claims as presented.
I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Meeting will come to a lovely end at 5:47 p.m.
Good meeting.